Hey everybody, what's going on today? I'm going to show you more advanced options in image trace with in Adobe Illustrator CS6 today, and I'm going to just start right from where I left off in the last tutorial. So if you haven't seen that one, you might want to check it out. I went over basically the top half here and what stuff meant, and now I'm going to get down here into these options down here: paths, corners, noise, method, etc. So what I'm going to do is first I'll just go over what some of this stuff means. So for paths here, what you're going to do is if you drag the slider, you're going to be adjusting the path fitting. And the higher the value, the tighter the fit. So if you want, here it is. That's what it says right here on this little, I forgot what that's called, the little information box there. But if you make it higher, it's a tighter fit. And go ahead and experiment with that to get an idea of how it actually works. So what I'm going to do, well, it's doing it on its own now, I was going to adjust it up higher and see what we could get. Right now I have it on the preset of high fidelity photo. And a good thing to note is that when you've already traced, you can start moving the sliders, and when you let go of them for a second, they'll start creating more or another another sample of what you've been working on. So a new image trace based on the new settings that you put in. So I'm going to pause this until it gets to the part where it's all done so I can keep on going. All right, everybody, I'm back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the paths here to, I'm going to increase it to something pretty high, and then I'm going to let it do its thing here, and when the progress bar is all done, I'm going to come back from a pause and show you how the paths being increased affects the image trace. So see you guys in a second. Hey everybody, welcome back, and I'm going to show you what happened when I changed the paths up to high. Let's go to our view, and we're going to go to outlines. Check out how intricate some of these outlines are on these birds. And if I want to zoom in, so let's zoom in a lot here, 600. You can see, look how badass these paths are, and that Illustrator is able to make these and make it look a lot like the actual image. So one thing I wanted to note that I probably didn't from before was that the colors up here are on up a lot higher. So I'm going to actually turn that down, and then what I'm going to do is increase the amount of corners and decrease the paths back to its normal value, the default value. So I'm going to put colors at like 20, I'm going to put colors at like 30, the paths back to 50%, and then the corners up higher. So when I mess with the corners, the higher the value, the more corners there's going to be. So it basically adjusts the number of corners. So I think I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to put this up high and put 50% low here. So I'm going to pause it and come back with those settings for you, and see you there. Hey everybody, welcome back, and I'm back with the preset or with the settings I was talking about. So here we go. This is what we got. I turned down the paths down low, and I turned down the colors down low. If I go to our outlines here, we can see that there's still a decent amount of paths in here, and even more corners from adding up the corners up higher. So we can zoom in, and if we look at these, where there's these different corners here, that's what it's talking about. Instead of these being all nice and smoothed out, you're going to have corners. So if I put this down to less, it would end up having these corners here, these sharp ones. They're going to be a lot more smoothed out, and the image is probably going to look a lot better. So this is what we got now. And you can see all the hard and pointy edges. So I'm going to lower the corners down, and we're going to see how it affects this section. So now that the screen is turned black, I'm going to pause it again and let it do its thing. Hey everybody, welcome back. That's going to be the final time I'm going to pause out for you guys. And because we're getting close to the time limit, and then I'll have to go over some more parts of this with you in the next tutorial. But what I did was put the corners down to 16%, and if I go over here to my outlines, you can see that there's no more sharp edges anymore. They're more curved and round, and you don't see any of those pointy parts anymore. And when I go to look at my, oops, that's not what I want to click on. When I go to change my view, you can see that it's a lot more round around these like pointy edges and stuff like that. So that's what the corners does. So the next thing that we're going to go on to is noise, but we're going to have to do that in the next tutorial, and then I'll probably be able to fit everything, the rest of it up. And the main thing that takes a while for image trace, and the main drawback is that it takes a second to render your pictures out. If you have a smaller DPI, or which is a resolution in Illustrator, then you're going to have faster loading and stuff like that, but I didn't want to have a low resolution picture for you guys because it's hard to show you the details in those. So thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to subscribe to keep up with the latest tutorials from New Boston. Thanks everyone. Have a good day.